Yes, the lads and the lasses, the guys and the gals. I'm currently in Lichfield, marching my way down to Stowe Pool, and hopefully I can get some footage of the boathouse before it gets dark. This weekend's just gone too quick, like it's, what time are we on now? 6 o'clock on Sunday. So if you are watching this video, I made it about an hour ago. Right, when I done the intro, I was down Stowe Pool walking the dog on Thursday, I think it was, and I bumped into the guys, so they wanted to do an intro, and I had to think really quick on what the intro could be. I didn't even know I was doing a video on the boathouse, but I've seen that the boathouse has gained enough funding to get the bottom of the boathouse checked out or something like. Now I've got a really funny feeling, and I don't want it to happen, but I feel like they're going to survey the bottom of the boathouse and then say it's unsafe or not good enough to repair, which would be a shame. Now obviously the boathouse, it was there since 1890, way before modern cameras were about. Every picture that you see of the cathedral taking over Stowe Pool is going to have that boathouse in there in the picture. Now just imagine if that wasn't the case, do you know what I mean? That building's not even listed as well, so it'd be so easy for them to just say it's unsafe and get rid of it. So my question to you is, what do you think should happen with the boathouse? Anyway, I forgot where I was and I'm here now, so yeah, when I seen the guys here, I had to quickly make up an intro and I said that they was thinking of knocking the boathouse down. I don't think they're knocking it down, but they've got funds to have a look at the bottom of it or something, to see whether it's safe, I don't know. Yeah, anyway, let's get into this. Guys, I'm currently in Lichfield, and I've heard that they're about to knock down the bloody boathouse over there. Now, we can't have that. What are you saying, guys?
Let's get into it!
So let's get into it. If you stand on the edge of Stowe Pool and look out across the water towards Lichfield Cathedral, there's a view that feels almost too perfect to be real. And sat quietly within that frame, slightly off to one side, is the boathouse. It's easy to overlook it at first because your eyes are naturally drawn to the ladies of the Vale. But the longer you stand there, the more you realise that the boathouse isn't just part of the scene, it literally helps complete it. It's been there since around 1890, and in that time it hasn't just watched Lichfield change, it's quietly played its own role in the life of the place. Originally it did exactly what its name suggests. It was built to serve the pool itself, a practical structure tied to the water. The kind of building that wouldn't have been designed to stand out, but instead to just do its job. And yet over time it becomes something more than that. Not because of any grand redesign or major event, but because of the people who used it, passed by it and built memories around it. At one point it was used as a ranger's lodge, a base for keeping an eye on the pool and the surrounding area, quietly maintaining its presence without ever drawing too much attention to itself. And at other times it's been used as a kind of community space. A place that in its own way brought people together. Nothing flashy, nothing overdeveloped, just a simple building doing what it could for the people around it. But for a lot more people, the strongest memories tied to the boathouse aren't about its official use at all. They're personal. If you spent any time around Stowe Pool years ago, especially if you're into fishing, you'll probably remember exactly what the door used to look like. It wasn't just a door, it was a gallery. Photos pinned up, one after the other, each telling a different small story. Local anglers stood proudly with their catches, documenting moments that mattered to them in a way that felt permanent. And it wasn't just any catches either. Some of the fish that came out of the water became local legends in their own right. Names like Humpy and Two-Tone, fish that people spoke about, chased and remembered. Landing one of them wasn't just a good day by the water, it was something worth marking, worth sharing and worth putting up on that door for everyone else to see. There was something honest about that. No social media, no filters and no overthinking it. Just a printed photo, slightly worn by the weather over time. Quietly telling anyone who passed by, this happened here. And that's really what the boathouse has always been about. It's never been the main attraction and only once was the headline. A headline we won't be talking about today. But it's held on to all those smaller moments that make a place feel real. Today though, it sits in a slightly uncertain position. There have been conversations about what comes next for the boathouse, discussions about its future use, and funding's already been put aside for surveys to understand its condition. And on paper that sounds like progress, like the first step towards bringing it back into use again. But the reality is a bit more complicated. The building as it stands isn't just in need of a quick fix. There's no electric running to it. And after well over a century of standing in the water exposed to the elements year after year, it's likely going to need more than just minor repairs. What it really needs is a full refurbishment. Something that respects what it's been, while giving it a proper chance to be used again in a meaningful way. And that raises a bigger question, one that doesn't really have a simple answer. What do you do with a building like that? Now please, for the love of God, don't turn it into a retirement home. Because it's not just about restoring the structure itself, it's about deciding what role it should play next. Do you bring it back as a community space, something that people can actively use again? Like they did with artists around 2015. Do you preserve it more as a landmark, keeping its presence but limiting how much it changes? Or do you try and find a balance between the two, giving it a new purpose without losing what made it special in the first place? And whatever happens, one thing is certain. The Boathouse already means something to people. Not because it's grand or historic in the traditional sense, but because it's been part of everyday life here for generations. It's been in the background of photos and in the memories of fishermen, in the quiet walks around the pool, and in that familiar view that so many people have stopped to take in over the years. And maybe that's why it all matters. Because places like this aren't defined by a single story. They're built up slowly over time and through thousands of small, almost unforgettable moments. So when people start talking about its future, it's not just about bricks, timber or funding. It's about what it becomes next. And that's where it gets interesting, because this isn't just a decision for planners or councils. It's something that affects everyone who's walked past it, fished that water or stood there taking in the view. So what do you think it should be used for going forwards? Should it come back as a community space, something that people can actually use again? Or should it be preserved more as a landmark, kept simple and left as part of the scenery? Because whatever happens next, it's going to shape what this place feels like for years to come.